Alright guys, here we are at the end of another week. It's 5:30 p.m. Sorry these wraps have been coming a little late. Fridays have been absolutely crazy. Time for our weekly wrap up. Alright, so we're actually lucky that this weekly wrap is late because 1 hour ago, breaking news, LaunchVic chairman Ahmed Fahour has resigned. This comes just 1 week after their second round of funding. They've invested 12 million out of 60 million in their fund. We'll have to wait to see why, how and what next. While last week was all about events, this week it's been about capital raises. We hit the year started hard and it's continuing into February. The first one I want to mention is Rokt. Bruce Buchanan and the team have raised their Series B, $15 million US, really excited, having led their Series A while at Square. Second up is Neura, a personalised headphone business, has raised $6 million from Blackbird Ventures, a Melbourne accelerator program startup alumni. I met one of the founders of Neura about 4 years ago, just as I joined SquarePeg. He was in the audio space. He was really smart, really talented, could tell he was going to do great things. It's really exciting for me to see founders that I've met many years ago when they were at ideation stage to fast forward and come to product market fit and then raise capital and continue. I love seeing these milestones along the way, whether it be around capital growth, whether it be around new partnerships, customers, international expansion. It's all really positive for our ecosystem. So also this week we saw more super fund capital, this time Australian Ethical Super Fund invest in RightClick Capital. So now it looks like we've got SquarePeg, Blackbird, Airtree, RightClick, Brandon Capital, all with super money as part of their LP base. We're seeing the trend of more and more funding from super funds and other LPs going into VC firms as we enter 2017, which is fantastic for startup founders. And that doesn't include any of the money from US funds who invested in the two big deals totaling $40 million in the second week of January. After Annie Parker resigned from Telstra Murudi program, this week they announced their new CEO. I have not met this lady, but her name is Julie Trell, an ex-Salesforce executive, is taking the reins at Telstra's accelerator, Murudi. Last year on this weekly wrap, we announced Startup Muster was collecting data from the Australian ecosystem to understand the pulse and analysis on what's going on. And this week, they've announced their third report. They've publicly announced it with all the results and findings. Check it out on this URL below. To finish off this weekly wrap with a follow-on from last week's wrap around Apple laying down the gauntlet for the big banks in Australia. One of MasterCard's global execs came out and said in 10 years' time, we will be a cashless society and a cardless society. I know people who have been talking about this MasterCard exec saying that's impossible, it's not going to happen, we can't see that happening because we use cash and cards every day, and just over the past 1 week, 4 cafes here in Melbourne have knocked me back from paying with cash. They only wanted a card to pay for my food. It's coming. No cash, no cards. Alright, that's the end of another weekly wrap. It's been absolutely cranky here in the Australian tech ecosystem. Have a great weekend and we'll see you next week.